Alright, so I'm at this really frustrating point right now. Not with the car. I'm actually incredibly happy with the car right now. Couldn't be more happy, as you'll see later on in the video. But I lost a whole video's worth of footage. So there's supposed to be a video that I was going to put out in between this one and the last one. And I just have no idea where the footage went. I went through every single SD card and nothing. So, I don't know. It's really frustrating because, yeah. Anyway, what happened in the episode that is missing though is, so with the last episode at the ending there, you saw me, it was cranking and I needed to test the voltage. So anyway, I came back, I tested the voltage. There wasn't getting any power, so the actual the power side harness from the car wasn't working, or it wasn't sending the power to the pump. So what I did was I ran a wire from the relay all the way to the battery, or not, yeah. So pretty much ran it and then spliced it into the crank wire, not the crank wire, sorry, the on position. So when the key's on, it'll get the power to the fuel pump. So I tested that, it worked, and then for some reason the starter just would not turn, like it wouldn't crank like it was just showing in that last clip in the other video. So I took the starter off to try to figure it out, and the whole thing was like shot. Like there's a connection on the bottom of the bowl. It was wiggling around everywhere. I opened it up and the whole like inside was disintegrated. So I don't even know how I was able to crank before. So after all that, long story short, I got the starter working on that other part. It was great. I did the fuel pump. As soon as I finished the fuel pump working, the starter went out. So I bought a new starter, and that's where we pick up now. Alright, I got the starter in. So hey, look at this here, baby. We got the starter and we're gonna go ahead and throw it in the car. So I'm actually interrupting the process of bleeding the brakes right now. I just finished putting on the lines, and then it was like 11 o'clock at night and I had to get up early the next morning, so anyway I went to bed. But the next day I was working on editing a couple videos and clearing off SD cards and crap and stuff, and a UPS truck came by and dropped off the starter that I totally forgot was actually coming in today. So I got super hyped, had to go to class, do a bunch of other stuff, and now it's about 7:30 at night, and we're gonna go ahead and try to get this in. It's just 2 bolts and then clipping in our rigged up starter wiring for now. But hey, it's one step at a time. It's gonna be good. So let's go ahead and dive right. Actually, let's not dive right into that, because first things first. This light and this light are the only thing that's on, and my dad ordered a couple lights for here and here, I believe, and also here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those in for him, because I kind of made this a mess. So it's kind of my fault that it's a mess, so I should go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and pop those in. 20 minutes later, and we have all these new lights in, which, well, actually it's just 3. One here, one there, and one there, which lights up this whole half. This half of the garage was never lit up before. It was really just these 2 lights here that lit up this count. Even then, they're just old bulbs. These ones are new LED ones, which is actually ironic because I was just watching Beats for Build's video on where he paints his GTR today, and I was like, oh man, shop lights would be great. They're like 20 bucks, but my dad said he got these for like 17 bucks, threw them in the garage, and he's like, they're great. Anyway, what we're going to be doing is putting on the starter, like I said. So all that it is just 2 bolts. So if we look at the start of it, ooh, that almost took out my phone. So there's 1 bolt here, and then 1 bolt here on the bottom side just bolts right through, sandwiches it together. I thought I brought the bolts out. Here we are. And then just 1 bolt here. This is where the power is going to go. I got to remember to take the washer off. And then we're going to have just our clip there, because they don't have the correct relay for it. Correct plug, which is a bummer, because I ordered the plug and once again it's the wrong thing. So I'm going to go ahead and, dang it, this is such an awkward angle that I can't show you just because I have to stay all the way under there, but I'll put it on and then I'll bring the camera under and show you guys how, or where it's at. Alright, so the starter's all hooked up now. It took a long time, and there's a lot of me dropping the wrench trying to screw this in. There's 2 bolts in there. You could see one up top. I think you could see one up top. Yeah, kind of that little bump there, that's one. And there's 1 more underneath it there. I had to do that and then put the master cylinder back on. I think it's the master cylinder. I don't think it's a slave. Anyway, I had to put that back on, and then that's really it. I threw the battery on a charger. It should already be charged. I'm going to try running with the original Supra battery instead of the higher one off the Mitsubishi, because with the new starter, hopefully that's the problem, and that problem is fixed. If it's 1 click, then I'll grab the other battery and we'll go again. But I have it all hooked up, and now I'm just going to run through the wiring one more time to check, make sure that everything but the fuel pump is connected, so that way we're not pumping fuel if it doesn't start, and that I'm good. I've got the fire extinguisher here, and yeah, I think we'll be just about set to go. Well, it didn't go. Yeah, it's had the same things before, it's one click. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab the battery out of the Gallant and then pop that in here. All right, got the battery hooked up, and let's give it another go. What the heck? Well, something's not going right with the starter, so I'm gonna go check the wiring. All right, back again and in a very frustrating spot. So last time, actually I don't know what I did last time, but I got the starter on, got it all connected up, and it makes no noise whatsoever. So it's connected exactly the same as what I had before, but nothing's going on. It's a little bit frustrating, and what I'm gonna try to do is bypass the security system. There's one wire near the firewall, a little blue and orange one that I'm gonna try grounding out and then see if that makes any difference. It's gonna be near impossible for me to get any good angle in there to record, and there's no light, sorry. So I'm gonna ground it and get right back to you guys. So I didn't have any luck with the grounding the wire for the theft deterrent system. I found the system, but the wires just, I couldn't tell which one was the ground. Some guys tried to help me out, but I still couldn't figure it out. So I'm not gonna try snipping wires and grounding something that I don't know what it is. So instead I'm gonna go and try to mess with some of the wiring from the starter. I pulled out this wire that I had just connected to give a signal, and I'm just gonna try to make it a little better connection and kind of just hope for the best right now, because still working through things and not having a whole lot of luck, but it's progress. We'll figure something out. All right, so I finally made a bit of progress going on here. First off, sorry if the shadows are dark. It's snowing outside, or it snowed, so I don't want to have a space heater going and then, you know, use up all the heat and just have it disappear. Anyway, first off, battery is just, I hate it when it's a battery issue because it kind of doesn't let me know if the wiring's good or bad. But now, the starter does make a noise, as it did before when it just didn't have enough cold cranking amps, the CCA. It's this 525 right here, as I think I mentioned before, not quite sure if I did, which means I'm gonna have to grab the battery out of the Gallant again, because we know that one has a bit higher. And this battery just, for some reason, likes to die pretty much as soon as you plug it in and try to go. So I had it sitting around for a bit. It was not a huge deal. I plugged it in, tested it, 12 volts, great, gave it 2 cranks, checked again, it went down to 2 volts. So plugged in, it has about 14, just because that's what it has charging. That's totally fine. Glad. So with it pretty much being jumped and charging with that thing right there, it has enough to make a noise. I'll go ahead and just turn the key for you so you can hear what I'm hearing. So that sound right there, that's the starter turning on, but if it makes one click, it just really means that it doesn't have enough amps to kind of knock the solenoid in. So that's a good sign, because I'm pretty sure with the charging, it just supplies voltage to the battery to help get that back up, but it doesn't change the amount of output amps that are being put out by the battery. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on pot of coffee number 3 for the day, and then go ahead and get the other battery in, because I would really, really like to get this cranking again, so we can turn the fuel on and then hope for the best, hope for the best. All right, we got the battery in. It's once again the Gallant battery. Everything's all connected up. It's still plugged in with the 2 little charging cables there, and we're just gonna go ahead and give it a shot. I really don't know what to expect. I just hope it cranks over, so we'll see what happens. Yes! Oh, that's freaking dope. All right, that's a huge sign. Now all we have to do is plug in the fuel pump and hopefully something happens. All right, so awkward leaning angle, but I got everything hooked up. I mean, there's nothing more to say than we're gonna try to turn the key and see what happens. So, fingers crossed. I got a fire extinguisher ready. Alright, so as you heard it cranked, I think you guys heard the fuel pump come on, so those two are good. I know you can't really tell like which direction or where exactly something, which sound is coming from on the camera, but I did hear the fuel all the way up here, so it's not just the fuel pump turning on in the back. That's a good sign. Next thing is, it's it's not getting spark or whatever's up. I don't know if the injectors are getting a signal to fire in. I may pull out a spark plug and just kind of see what's up there. I'll just connect the fuel pump and just give it another shot. But as for the moment, I gotta go inside and do some quick editing really quick for another class, and also warm up a little bit because my toes are just about gone. Alright, so next up the thing to try is we're gonna pull out a spark plug to see if it's sparking. Also, I'm gonna run over and just look through a couple of my connections here and make sure that they're set up to how they're supposed to be. This is one of the things I was worried for. Just had this wire come unplugged here. I just kind of yanked all these, not super hard even, just give them a good gentle tug. This is on when ignition is on, so I'm just gonna go ahead and re-pop that in and then give another shot. But I do want to look up what plug that goes to. Actually, I have it right here. Alright, I plugged in these other two wires that were going here. One was the ignition, and then the other one, I don't know what the other one is. But I haven't marked off that I need to plug it in, so I'm plugging it in. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and give it another crank now before we check the spark plugs, because less you have to do at the time than, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm going to just go ahead and crank it. Though, I promise I will clean this all up when I'm done. I know it's absolutely disgusting. Yeah, there's wires everywhere. But I just want to get it running first, and then I'll take the time to clean it all up and make it look good. But I do like having access to everything. So, here we go. Let's give it another crank. So, I was doing some research on the 1JZ on how to wire it again. I was looking over myself. I was like, I think I have everything checked off. I think I have it all. I think I have it all. And then I realized, so you see this plug right here? Well, oh man. This plug, these two black wires, these are the injectors. And as you can tell, guess where they're going? Nowhere. So I need to plug these two in also to, geez, this stupid thing that's getting like 50 billion wires already. Man, I need to figure out a better way to do this, but yeah. Let me go ahead and wire in these two wires, and then we're gonna try giving the car a crank again. Alright, so I have this all connected up, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and try cranking the car again, and just fingers crossed, hopefully so now the gas is actually sprayed into the cylinders, we get some spark, and we get some firing up. Fire extinguisher is still ready. We're set. Oh, no way! Oh, yes! Wow! Oh my God! Woo! Yes! Oh my gosh! I am leaking something badly. Holy crap. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I'm smoking myself out. I gotta open up the garage door. Whew. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. What is that? That is so cool. Let's just hope that's not fuel. No, I think that's the engine oil. I must not have sealed something up. That's so cool. Alright, so ran the engine. It was great, fantastic. It runs. That's heckin' dope. And then realized it was dumping oil all over the ground. So what had happened was I got way too excited when I got the stainless steel fittings on for the turbo oil feed line, and I just hand tightened them. So yeah, this blew up, and that's great. And then I got Carlos here. He's doing dope stuff, and he helped me out. We put the exterior back in. The exterior is in the interior for the trunk. Cleaned it up, painted it up, and so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and give this another start and see if it's clean before the battery dies. Still leaking. Poop stain. Stain of... At least it's on cardboard this time. Well, we still have a leak, and we are still fuming up the joint. Dang, that's a rip.
It is.
Yeah, got a couple nice old puddles in there. Well, I'm going to call it a night for this video because the camera's almost dead and it's just going to be a lot more tightening. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks guys for watching. Don't forget, dislike, unsubscribe, leave your hit in the comments, guys. Bye!